Good morning, guys. It is bright and early on a Monday morning, and it looks as though it's going to be a beautiful day. If you can see any of that. It's something like 50-something degrees right now, and I think it's going to get up into the 70s today. But it's Monday, which means that I do need to drive into the office. So let's get this day started on a high note. When the Dish Network person was here yesterday, they left us with a bit of a mess. So as you can see, this is a cable that he made, and then we've got this very long HDMI cable. I think what I'm going to end up doing, one, is buying a bunch of 90-degree coax cable adapters, because this cable is actually not as long as I thought it was going to be. But if I can have a 90-degree adapter coming out of here, point the cable toward the TV and store the excess up behind here, and then figure out a way to Velcro this to the back of the TV, I think we'll be a little bit better off, as long as the box doesn't fall. But if you use sufficiently strong and a lot of it Velcro, shouldn't be a problem. And then if on top of that I can do a relatively short HDMI cable to go from here to the TV, that would be even better. So I'm gonna have to do some shopping around. I need like a 1-foot HDMI cable. I did go ahead and place an order last night on Amazon for a couple of Amazon Basics cables, because the box we got in here, I mentioned last night, is a 4K hopper something. The guy tried to sell us on a $40 cable to make it more 4K capable, right? As I said last night, it ain't gonna be doing 4K unless we're going through something like Netflix, because Dish doesn't provide any 4K content as far as I'm aware, but I went ahead and gave him the cable that I had. So we've got like a 25-foot, oh, it's a mess back there, don't even look. But we've got like a 25-foot HDMI 2.0 4K at 60 frames per second capable cable back there, and it's just coiled up. So I'm gonna replace that with a 6-foot cable. And then I'm also gonna have an extra 6-foot cable because it was like 50 cents or $1 more to get 2 of them from Amazon. So I'm gonna have that spare one that I can just run straight down from the TV to the NVIDIA Shield TV when I get all of that hooked back up, because nothing's hooked up at the moment. There's really nothing hooked up in my office at the moment. It's kind of a problem. Anyway, it's getting close to 9 a.m., which means I need to head out of the house. I need to head out to work. Well, that was really, really nice. One of my coworkers came by and saw me. I started messing around with this monitor setup this morning. There was no way to be able to install that. I just started trying to do it over here, and yeah, that didn't work out well. But he came in and said, no, let me just take care of that for you, because I love taking discs apart. So that was just awesome. So James, if you happen to see this, thank you very much for the help. That's amazing. Now I can actually hook up and have a proper setup in here. Very useful. And that is basically that. Morning over. Sat in there and worked at my little desk with my little extra monitor set up. Very nice. Hopefully, if all goes according to plan, I'll be doing exactly the same thing before too long at home, using just one USB 3 cable. That's if the Anchor docking station actually comes. Haven't heard another word back from Anchor, so I don't really know if that's gonna happen or not. But it's just 4:11 a.m. I'm gonna make a quick trip over to Sam's, maybe make a stop by the outlet mall on the way home, because there's an outlet mall just outside of Louisville, and my shoes are looking pretty rough. Problem that I have is, and I don't know if I've even ever mentioned this in the vlog, really, really hard to find shoes. I think I have mentioned this before. My shoes are a 10.5 4E width. For whatever reason, my family just has really wide feet, and I am no exception, which makes finding running shoes insanely difficult. Adidas, for example, they do not make 4E shoes for runners. I actually went into their store, I guess it's probably been a year ago, and just asked them, do you have anything that's a 4E wide? And we went through the entire store together, and the only thing they had were these really nasty looking shoes for super old men for walking. It's like, that's not quite what I was looking for. But Nike usually has a couple, New Balance has a lot of them. Brooks are the shoes I would normally be going for running, but those are like $130 a pair. I do need to pick up a pair of those, but really I'm looking more in the neighborhood of a new pair of just everyday walking daily type use shoes. So maybe a quick trip over there, and they've also got some stuff I can get for lunch while I'm there too. Good stuff. While I was in the office, I probably should have shown you my coworker James's setup. After I was telling him about the docking station and how I'm working on setting up my home office stuff, he mentioned that at his desk he uses 5 monitors. He's got a MacBook Pro, same as I've got, but he has 5 monitors hooked up. So he's got the monitor on the Mac, he's got 3 desktop monitors wide, and then he uses his iPad as a monitor as well. Just uses the lightning connection, and he says there's an app that he can run that will send it all over that. And he does it all, again, using an Anchor USB hub. He doesn't use a docking station or anything, just like a 7-port Anchor USB 3 hub, which is very, very cool. I don't know what I would ever do with 5 monitors. If I were monitoring servers, if I were having to do a ridiculous amount of things all at the same time, maybe. but I do really well with 2 monitors, maximum of 3 monitors. Anything more than that, and it gets to be a little bit too much for me. And actually with the MacBook, I've been doing really well with just 1 monitor because I can use my 3-finger swipe to go between virtual desktops, move the apps that I'm using from one place to another, and then just swipe back and forth, just like I'm going between monitors. But luckily that does all work when you're using real monitors as well, external monitors. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent here. Very cool. They sell the Phantom 3 Standard here, although it's almost $500. Yeah, so this is an absolutely gorgeous day, and what better way to spend it than shopping in an outdoor mall? You know, I don't think I remember checking the ASICS outlet the last time I was here. Well, I do see some 4E width. Well, they had a couple of options there, but not a great selection. Not surprising. Unfortunately, the most affordable shoe they had that she said would be the best fit for me, they didn't have in my size. Not surprising again. Let's give this a shot. Well, one of the only wide shoes. Not great. And these, again, price is a little better, but they're just plain sort of ugly black shoe. Well, that was relatively unfortunate. That's the thing. They either have none or they have a bunch of them that are just ugly. Crap. And while we're here, we might as well take a look. Nope. And you know I can't come in without trying to take a look and see if they have any quads. A few quads and helicopters. Star Wars toys. Skyviper stuff. Well, unfortunately, no luck. Everything's really expensive in the Toys R Us anyway, so I just went in for browsing around. It was super quiet in there. It was like a library. They've apparently expanded since I was here last. Let's grab some lunch. Certainly not the healthiest option, but it will do. Well, that was tasty and terrible for me, and I think I'm about to just go ahead and head home. But one more stop. So on a whim, I stopped by this store, and they've got a couple of pairs. 10.5 4Es that are not bad looking. Look at that. Cool. Well, shoes acquired, and now a quick free dessert. Free chocolate. And that was a very pleasant experience all around. As much as I love going places with my family and doing things with the family, every now and again it is kind of nice to be able to get out and do my own thing without having to worry about, is Duncan getting tired? Is Christina getting tired or hungry? Should I hurry up? Blah, blah, blah. So for something like this, where it's a really quick one-off, I need this one thing kind of thing, I'm very happy to get to do this on my own. And it's probably weird, but I'm gonna go ahead and mention it. I have gotten so many Google Opinion Reward surveys in the last few days. If you don't already have this and you have an Android device, sign up for Google Opinion Rewards. I've gotten literally 10 to 20 of them, maybe 15 to 20 in the last 3 days. And normally I get like 1 to 2 per week. So they're doing something. Which of the places have you visited recently? And they give you a list of places, you pick which ones you've been to, say go. I have not been to any of those, so none of the above. And for my time, I got 10 cents. And I've accrued like $4 or $5 in the last few days just because of doing these. And now we go home. Good to be home. And in case you are curious, these are the shoes I ended up picking up. They are Skechers something. That's what they look like. Extra wide fit. Sort of a darker gray color. All air cooling across the top and memory foam and dropping them, but memory foam along the bottom. So when I was walking around in them in the store, they were super, super soft. So definitely right up my alley, I think. Basically every one of the stores that I went to, just like the last time I tried to do this, when I say 10.5 4E, extra wide, and I say running, they basically just look at me and say no. And I just walk right back out of the store. It's either no, or it's a pair of really ugly black shoes like the Nikes were, or it's a pair of white shoes that super old men would use for walking around the mall. No offense to anything like that. I will be a super old man someday and I will probably wear those white shoes. I'm all set for a few years from now. However, I did get very, very lucky that this one ultra discount shoe place just happened to have 3 pairs of 10.5 4E very nice running shoes, and these were the ones that I liked the best out of those. So we're good. My shoe tailing story has come to an end. On with the day. There we go. Much better. That was one of the things I kind of liked about these. They came with 2 sets of laces. So they had the black ones that you saw just a second ago, and now these that are matched to them. And actually now that I've got them laced up and tightened up, they're quite a bit more comfortable than they were in the store. Very soft, very pillowy for walking around. I am a big fan. And they were like $55 or $60 for a pair of shoes that would normally retail for I think $100 to $120. All right, quite a little while later. It's actually 4 o'clock, so Duncan and I are heading out the door, but USPS showed up with this. This is a teeny tiny little projector I'm gonna take a look at when I get some time. I also hooked back up this MX3 YCC Team Android TV box, and I've been messing around with that some. It's like a $70 box. So far, doesn't look bad. I'm gonna try to get the video together on that sometime soon. It's taking a little longer, but I'm able to do all of my capturing using the MacBook Pro and my little mic there. Not a bad little setup, and it's working really well so far. So anyway, time to head out to get the smallest boy. You ready? You ready? And everybody's home, and Mommy's got a headache, so I'm gonna go out and pick up some dinner. Luckily, Taco Bell gift cards for my birthday. Thanks to your parents. Hooray! He loves that. Food acquired. Although it's always disconcerting when you walk in there and you've submitted your order and they say, we don't have any mobile orders. We haven't received anything. It's like, check your screen again. It should be coming in any time now. But at the very least, that does keep me from having to remember everybody's order and remember what all was put in and everything, or carrying a list or something to the store, because that's a pain in the butt. Just hit a couple of buttons in the app. Super simple. Big fan. New experience. Which one's this?
Carrots.
Carrots. Carrots was one of Duncan's favorites, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Duncan loved carrots.
What do you think about them? It looks kind of like tomato soup.
It does. Very orange.
You gonna try it and see if it tastes like tomato soup?
Stinks.
That's the face. I don't want any. I don't want any.
It.
Smells like baby food carrots. Yes, I know what that smells like. I fed Duncan enough of it. I should know what it smells like. Now you've got a mustache. A little goatee. Little baby goatee. Introduced him to another new toy. I think you've seen this one before, but it's been a while. Now he's more interactive with him. Is that thing amazing? It's pretty good.
He's talking to you. The bear's talking to you. You're excited.
Oh, he's so nice. And he's soft too.
It's just hard around the middle.
And we are coming again to the end of the evening. I'm sitting over here because the baby's over there next to the laptop. Didn't want to talk right in front of him. He's completely zonked out. I'm just going to leave him be for a little while. Unfortunately, I did not have the chance to finish up the video that I was working on earlier, but I'm going to try to get that done first thing tomorrow morning. Really not that much more to do on it in terms of just filming stuff. I guess I could go ahead and take the footage that I've already shot and the footage from the original unboxing and put it all together. I really need to change the way I make my videos. I keep watching Lou from Unbox Therapy. He has a ridiculous number of subscribers. He has an excellent presence. And the grand majority of his videos at this point are like less than 4 minutes long. And my average view time on my videos is less than 4 minutes. It's usually just over 3 minutes. That's about people's attention span. He doesn't go super deep into the products that he reviews. He basically just unboxes it, he takes a quick look at it, and then he moves on to something else. I tend to blather on, which means that most of my videos like that end up being 5 to 10 minutes long. So maybe I need to take some cues from his videos. Not to say that I would be like him, because there's no way I could be anything like that. But being my own person, having my own style, and trying to keep it to a relatively short amount of time means I could crank out the videos a whole lot faster too. So maybe I'll look into something like that for some of my upcoming videos. My to-do list is definitely ridiculously long again because just the last few weeks, again, with the lack of motivation, the pre and procrastination issues, and dealing with the whole sick family, it's just been so hard to try to even stay on top of anything. But I'm going to get back on top of it. I'm going to get things going properly again. Tomorrow's a new day. Tomorrow's a new chance to do something right. So I hope you had a wonderful day. Hopefully tomorrow is just as good a one for you. Hopefully tomorrow's a better day for me. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for spending the day with me and the family. We'll see you again tomorrow.